Welcome once again. It's still is done here. What we're about to do right now is make our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript application work offline. So we want to make it a progressive web app. If you've heard of PWAs before, yep, we're going to be using a service worker to do that. I know this is the calculator we want to make work offline right now. There's a lot of code showing on the screen right now, but I have a tutorial on building this calculator. So if you're not coming from that video, please, it would be amazing if you went back to that video and you joined me in building this calculator from scratch, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, why I said I know is because I know that service workers can be kind of difficult to understand at first, or to build or to work with at first. But what I'm about to show you, just anyone can do this. Anybody at all can work with this method of using making an application is PWA, and we'll be using service worker. But the difference is that we're not going to be writing the service worker ourselves. We are going to be using a workbox CLI to generate the service worker. So this is going to be simple to do. Maybe not really simple, but it's going to be straightforward to do. All right, so first thing we want to do is install the workbox CLI. Now the service worker is what's going to help us tell our browser to cache our files. So when we come over to this hosted app right now, you can go check out this app right now. Check it out on your computer, check it out on your phone. You open up the application, you see that you can install it, and then you can use it like a normal mobile app even when your phone is offline. So it just works as a normal mobile calculator even when your phone is offline. You can also open it up the same way you open any mobile app. It has its own icon on your application screen where you have the list of all your applications. You open it up and you have your calculator working. So you can go to this URL right now. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You see what I'm talking about. The service worker is going to tell the browser, hey, I want you to cache these files. So the HTML, CSS, JavaScript files, please store them so that the next time the user comes back to this place, you just give those files to them. They don't need the internet, right? They don't need internet connection to see those files. Just store those files as the user has opened this website now, so that next time you can just give them those stored files. You see that? That's why our application is going to be able to work offline. All right, too much talk. Let's just dive right in. What I'm going to do right now is install the workbox CLI. You have to install that globally. So right inside of my terminal and inside of the calculator folder. So this is the calculator we want to make work offline right now. Inside of the calculator folder, I'm going to paste this command we just copied. So npm install workbox CLI, and then I'll install this globally. We're going to get an error right now because I'm trying to install globally. If you're working with Mac or Linux, you need sudo to do this. So let's just avoid that error and go straight to using sudo. So sudo before npm install, and then you'll be asked to input your password. So right here, I have my password, and this should install successfully. Awesome. Now with the workbox CLI installed, the next thing we want to do is run the workbox wizard. So that's workbox and then wizard. This is going to help us set up the CLI to work for our project. So right here, you see that we have the assets folder. We have this question: what is the root of your web app? And then the assets folder is being suggested to us by default, but we don't want it in the assets folder. We want it in the root folder. What we're going to do instead is come over to this option for manually entering the path, and then right here we have dot and slash. So dot slash, and by default, which files would you like to pre-cache? We have PNG, CSS, HTML. You can choose to deselect any of this one. Maybe you just want to pre-cache the HTML and CSS files. You can do that, but we want to cache everything. And then, okay, where would you like your service worker file to be saved? sw.js. Where would you like to save these configuration options? Yes, workbox config.js for that. And right now, does your web app manifest include set parameters in the start URL? No. And that's it. We have our workbox config.js file. If we come back to web store, we should see it right inside of this place. So this is the workbox config. All right, now that we have our workbox config, I'm going to clear this terminal so that we can see what we're doing. And right inside of our terminal, now that we have the workbox config, let's generate the service worker file using that config file. And that's it. A service worker file has been successfully generated for us. So you can see right here, sw.js, you open it up, and this is the service worker. You don't need to do anything with this service worker file. Workbox is going to manage the sw.js file for us. Okay, and that we're almost done right now. We're almost done with making the application work offline. So the next thing we're going to do right now, With a PWA, we need the manifest.json file. So we need to provide the web app manifest.json file. That's going to tell the browser what kind of web app this is, and just give it some basic information about a web app, so that if we're installing the application in our phone, we have those information, like the theme color for the application, the image icon for the application, where we want the browser to get the icons from, what kind of icons to use, the description of the application, the name of the application. So these are all the different things we want to put in the manifest.json file. Now we have an object, and then let's start with name, and let's name this awesome calculator because it's awesome. And we also have a short name, and this is the short name. Short name can just be calculator. Really, this can be anything you want, so feel free, get creative, but of course it should be the name of your app. So short name is calculator, and I have other configurations which I'm just going to copy and paste right now so I don't waste your time. So right here, and look at that. So these are the icons. So this is the link to these are the part of the different icons. First of all, we have the icon for 192 times 192, and that's right inside of the assets folder. So right here you can see the calculator app. So you go back to assets, and you can see the different icons right here. So this is the icon for 192 times 192, 384 by 384, 512 by 512. All these are necessary. And we have the theme color right here is white. You can choose whatever theme color you want. And we have the background color, we have the start URL. So right now I have start URL as calculator-app, and I'm going to show you why. Let's remove this start URL as calculator-app. This is because of the way I hosted it. I want to also walk you through hosting. Since this is just an HTML, CSS, and JavaScript application, I want to walk you through hosting this application easily, right? So I'm going to remove the start URL and display standalone. This is so that when the application has been installed and then we open it on our browser, it opens up as its own separate app. So we click on that icon to open up the calculator. It opens up as its own separate app, and orientation portrait. Now, I want to walk you through hosting this application so you can see it right now. You can check it out right now. What we're going to do, I'm going to use GitHub. I'll come over to my GitHub profile. By the way, you should follow me on GitHub at github.com/evinizidon. That'll be awesome. So let's create a new repository. And I already have a repository named calculator. So calculator 2, I should name this calculator 2 or calculator new. Let's leave it as calculator new. And description, my awesome calculator. So let's make this bigger so you can see what I'm doing. And let me leave this as private and create repository. All right, so we have this right now. Now I've created the repository. We are going to be using GitHub pages to host our application, just like what we have here. This application, evinizidon.github.io/calculator app. This was hosted using GitHub pages, and that's very easy. That's simple. That's why we're actually doing this right now. Now, I want to copy this URL, and then let's come back to WebStorm. And inside of the terminal, we should have this. So let's initialize the Git repository, Git init, and you can see that the color of these files have changed. We can now come back to the commit option right here on the left hand side, and we should see on version files 16. Let's just add all of them and commit message, add calculator files. So calculator files, and then commit and push directly. So WebStorm has helped me check, and we see that we have 3 to-dos. If you build this application with us, you would understand what these to-dos are for. So commit anyway and push. Then right here, I want to define remote and put git URL, and then let's push this. Okay, push to GitHub. We can come over here, reload, so we see our application right here. Now this is it on GitHub. What we want to do right now to host it is come over to settings, and right here in options, scroll down, and you should see this place where we have GitHub pages. So pages settings now has its own dedicated tab. check it out right here. So that's pages at the bottom of these options, and source for where we want to host it. What branch do we want to host? We want to host the master branch, and the root folder save rather. So your site is ready to be published at ebenezerdon.github.io/calculator-new. You have to wait for a couple of seconds, maybe 1 second or 5 seconds, because if you just open it immediately, you might get a 404 error. So just wait, and let's try to open it right now. Oh, we are still getting the 404 error, so just wait a bit. Don't worry, it's hosted. Just wait a little bit. You're going to see it. So let's try to open it again, and look at it right there. So awesome calculator right here. We've hosted it. So what we're going to do is come over to our code base, and inside of the index.html file, we're going to create a script tag. So this is what we need. Let's come over to the workbox configuration, and right here, this is how we're going to tell the browser to register a service worker. So right here, we're going to say if there's service worker in the navigator, so check the service workers are supported, then wait until the page has been loaded. So on the load event or unload event. So unload navigator.service worker.register, and then the service worker path. So let's take this script tag and go over to our index.html file and put this right here before we close the head tag. We can remove these comments too, and look at this. This is registering /service worker.js, but what we have right here is sw.js. So you want to change that. Let's change this to sw.js. We're going to have another problem if we move on like this. Now we're saying register, look for this file /service /sw.js. What our browser is going to do when it comes to this hosted app, that should be this one. This is a hosted app. It's going to look for, instead of trying to find ebenezerdon.github.io/calculator-new /calculator-new/sw.js, our browser is going to do this. So it's going to try to look for this instead, ebenezerdon.github.io/sw.js, which is not what we want. We want /calculator-new/sw.js. So an easy fix, to just add dot before the slash, and that's going to tell the browser this URL right now, this path right now, give us sw.js from it. So that's what we have here. Now, same thing when we come over to the manifest.json file, and look at where you have start URL as start URL. The browser is going to look at ebenezerdon.github.io and say, okay, that's the start URL. So this is in case you're hosting with GitHub. If you're not hosting with GitHub, you'll probably not encounter this issue. If you just host directly with a URL on your own, maybe ebenezerdon.github, just that, or something else.com or calculator.com, and that's the base URL, you'll be fine. But then if it's like a sub URL, or a different page in a particular URL, like we have here ebenezerdon.github.io/calculator app. So what you want to do is make sure that this is part of the start URL. So come over to line 24, and start URL is /calculator-app right here. So you can see this /calculator-app and /. Now let's commit this and push. We want to name this register service worker and modify start URL. So commit and push, and we push this, and really hosting is fast with GitHub pages. So we have this URL. Now let's take this URL and let's open it up inside my guest browser so that we see that this is registered. First of all, if we come over to the code section, we can see that 22 seconds ago we've pushed. So is it hosted yet? Let's see. Yeah, so that's hosted, hopefully. Let's reload. Yeah, it's hosted now. That has changed to the good check mark. So right here in my guest browser, I open it up. Oh, I'm opening sw.js. This is what I want to open, calculator new. So this is the calculator, and inspect, come to the console and application, service workers, and you can see right here Ebenezer.github.io/calculator new activated and is running. So how do we test this out? Click this offline button right here. Now this is how you want to simulate the offline network connectivity. So right now it's offline. Reload, and look at that, we have a calculator right here. So you go back to your phone, your mobile device, or we can even turn off my Wi-Fi. So let's check this out. Turn off my Wi-Fi and reload. Look at that, I have my calculator. Isn't that amazing? Amazing. So turn my Wi-Fi back on, and that's it. So you can open this up in your phone and you get a prompt to install this application. You install it on your mobile phone, and remember, like I showed you before, you should have something that looks like this. So hopefully you can see it, something that looks like this. All right, and that's it for making your application a PWA and hosting it with GitHub pages. This has been amazing. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Didn't you enjoy this video? Please also, I want you to check out the part 1 of this video where we build the calculator. I want you to build this along with me and try to complete the tasks I shared there. I'm giving a free Udemy course to the best person, so it doesn't have to be my course, any course of your choice. Just let me know after you've been chosen as the best implementation for the tasks I give out. And yeah, but even if, do it without thinking about getting the course, because you're doing it because you want to learn. Okay, so everything is done here. See you in my next video.